Welcome back to the channel. Today I would like to talk about a wedge system and why that is really important for any type of player, whether you're shooting in the 70s, 80s, 90s or even over 100. And we're going to look at just how to build a baseline of wedge shots that can help you lower your scores on the golf course. So this would be considered level 1 for me, where we're just going to take our wedges, whether that's we've only got one or two wedges or some players have four. I personally have four wedges from pitch and wedge down through lob wedge, and we're going to build a little system where we have at least one swing with each wedge so that we can score better when we're inside 100 yards. So looking specifically at the distance wedge shots, these would be called. So there's a lot of different systems, whether it's clock face, body part, length. Some players say they go by feel. I would personally say, what is the feel? Because they must be thinking of something. So especially under pressure, we don't want to just be swinging hoping that it goes a certain distance. We need to know that a certain length of swing is going to make that ball go and land a certain distance. So there's no right or wrong whether you're doing clock face, half swing, three-quarter swing, body part, whether it's belly button high, chest high. As long as you have some sort of system that you can fall back on under pressure to know how far that ball's going to go, then it's going to help your wedge game. So for me, I personally use the clock face, but you can treat this kind of a 9 o'clock swing. So if this was 9, 10, 11, a 9 o'clock swing, if you're using the length system, it would be a half swing. If you're going by body part, you would say that would be chest high, and we're looking at how far back the hands and arms go for this. So today I would say we need to start, if we're building just a baseline level 1 distance wedge system, we just need one swing length to begin with for each wedge. So I would always start with a half swing, or the 9 o'clock swing, where we're back to here and then coming through symmetrical on the other side. Some players will talk about going all the way through, but I don't like that as much because we're adding too much acceleration through and it can be a little bit inconsistent. So the main variables that we want to keep consistent for this would be, we want to keep our setup the same every time. So for these shots, I'm looking at ball pretty central, maybe just slightly ahead of center. We're narrowing the stance because we don't need a whole lot of power, but we're a little bit wider than obviously around the greens. So somewhere in between full swing and around the green shots. And then from there, we've got a slight shaft lean. So the butt of the club is kind of over the top of the golf ball. I've got a little bit more pressure on the front leg. It's set up there. And then as I go back, I'm really thinking about the big muscles moving the golf club. I don't want to get a lot of wrists or arms swinging without the body turning. So I want to feel like the arms stay connected to the body and then the body transports the club back to where we need to go. And that's going to keep our rhythm quite good, and that's something we need to keep in check for these shots. So once we get set up, dialed in, we need to find a consistent rhythm. So what I'll tell a lot of players would be, think of a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the slowest swing you can make and 10 being the quickest. We want to find something that we can do consistently over and over for these shots. So a good starting point would be maybe a 5 out of 10 rhythm, where we feel like we're going at a 5 speed the whole way through, and just take some swings like that, getting that feeling. And then for all these shots, we're going to keep that rhythm the same at a 5 out of 10. Once we get more advanced, then we can add in different variables to kind of change distance that we want it to go. But just to begin, we want to keep setup the same and keep rhythm the same. And then if we can make the backswing the same, we're going to get a consistent shot. So I have my 58-degree wedge. If I had this shot in practice, I'm going to practice it by going through those things I just spoke about. So I'm going half swing, halfway back, halfway through, trying to use the big muscles, and then hit some shots just feeling that, using the body. And for me, that shot flies roughly 38, 37 yards. and it's very consistent. So I know that my half swing baseline shot for a 58 degree flies roughly, so that one went 37 yards, and I had a few shots before that and they were all around 37, 38. So then that gives me big confidence when I'm on the course and I've got a shot around that distance that I can make that swing and it's going to carry that distance. And one of the most important things that I think players don't think about is we're looking at where it lands in the carry distance, not where it ends up, because that could be the difference in clearing a bunker or getting over the front edge of a green or flying a green. So we really want to be specific on where it lands, and then the environment that you're playing in is going to dictate how far it rolls out, whether we're playing on soft greens, fast greens, and what the weather's doing. So then you can adjust it based on your final target when you go play. So that would be my way just to kind of build through the wedges to begin with, and you would do the same for all of your wedges. So for me it would be 4 different shots with a half swing, and that would give me wedge shots for 40 yards all the way up to roughly somewhere around 100. And then you'll start to find when you're on the golf course you can use these swings if you've got a certain distance and get a lot more confidence. And then when you get really good at those, we can add in different lengths, which I'll make a video on in future, and then we can even get more specific and change how much we grip down the club or up the club to take off or add distance. We can change the speed, we can change kind of things with ball position, club face. But to begin, this is just a good level 1 to give you a baseline distance wedge chart or matrix that you can use when you go on the golf course. So give that a try next time you're at the driving range. If you want to find your wedge distances, I would use maybe hit 10 shots with each wedge and then average out the carry distance and then write them down so that you know next time you go on the course that it can help you at certain distances. What I used to do was get a Sharpie and write it on the back of the shaft so that I know how far, and then I can just check it after I laser the shot and see how far it's going to be. So hopefully this video helps. Thanks always for watching, and I will see you in the next one.